Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. Well, I'm going to load up today. I almost got some of them done. I want to load up some black powder shot shells, and probably this year I'd like to have an opportunity to go chucker hunting once in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and do it with black powder. I've got a couple doubles that I have one double. One's a coach gun. It's really not good for hunting. But I have a regular full-length double shotgun that I really enjoy hunting upland game birds with, and these will work just fine out of it. So I'm starting with Magtet brass. If you decide you want to do this, don't make it complicated. It's very simple. I know I got a lot of crap laid out here, but it's very simple. The only tool that I have, and it's a, I got some BBs in there. It's a Cowboy 12 gauge. This one's an RCBS die, and I can do everything with it except prime it, and I just use my rock chucker. It has a little priming arm on it. So I got to prime up this box. I have some here that are already primed that I'm going to load, and you know, I like to hunt ducks too, but I don't mess with black powder for ducks because with the steel shot and all that crap, I just go ahead and it's too much hassle to figure out a load. I guess you could use bismuth. It's kind of expensive, but upland game birds, I have hunted doves before with a muzzleloader shotgun, not a black powder cartridge. And I've hunted chucker with black powder cartridge and a muzzleloader, and grouse. Around here we got a lot of blue grouse up in the mountains, and most of the time you just shoot them with a 22, but it's fun to go after them with this, and instead of shooting them in the head with a 22, actually flushing and wing shooting. So stick with me. I'll show you how I do this. I make it very simple. So if it's something you want to do, it'll be very easy. I just go ahead and prime these in my rock chucker. You use a large pistol primer with this. You don't use an actual shotgun primer on this. It's just a pistol primer. The the shell base. There you go. That comes with the loading die. So you just snap that into your rock chucker and put the brass in, seat it, and there you are. I started seating these with large rifle die primers because that's what I had sitting on the bench. I have shot them with large rifle primers, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it pressure wise or anything, but what I found is the large rifle ones don't seat quite as flush. So anyway, I got a box of these to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them done. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and prime these. I got a box of these to prime, and then we'll start loading them, and I'll show you what I use for wadding and stuff. Basically, I just use wadding that you can buy. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, and let's load some of these, and then we'll take them out and we'll shoot them. I got a 97 that this one's actually was made. Me and the gun dealer that I got this from, we ended up looking this up because it had it has two serial numbers, but the one serial number on the receiver was so low, we figured that it might be, and we found out it was made in 1898. So it's in pretty good shape for a gun that's that old and obviously been used, and it's got the short barrel. I have one of these with a long barrel on it. That's probably be better for hunting, but I like using a double. This one I keep around for snakes. But we'll shoot that, and we'll shoot the double and test these loads. I also gonna load some 4 buck. That's what was in this thing when I was trying to show it to you. Is number 4 buck, and I can get 20. I think it was 27 pellets, and they lay in there perfectly around with one in the center. You know what I mean? They go around the edge of the thing. I got the die. The die is in here. And like if you were doing plastic shells, the only thing you resize is the brass base. And so here's the resizing ring, and it would go on the die. I don't have it on there now because it's just set for crimping. But also that comes with it is this, and if you're starting with shells that have been shot and you have to knock out the primer, you'd run them through this first. So that comes with the kit. The sizer comes deal. The biggest thing for this is managing your space, because black powder has to be compressed. And so the first thing you want to do is come up with a load. This book right here, this alignment book written by Sam Fedela, and it has, okay, this one has Goex, Elephant, and Pyrodex. Okay, this book is a little old because Elephant used to be a black powder that I don't believe is available anymore. So anyway, a book like this will give you some shot loads. And this one has an ounce load, ounce and an eighth, ounce and a quarter, ounce and a quarter, and then it goes to 16 gauge. So it comes with a good amount of. Now, what I did is I got an ounce and a quarter of shot measured with a shot cup, and I figured out how much space that takes up in here. So now. And then I put, okay, for this one, ounce and a quarter. I'm doing ounce and a quarter loads, and so I'm using Goex double F, 2F powder. It recommends 90 grains, and it recommends a Remington primer. We're putting Winchester Western primers. Then it has a 125 card, a quarter wool felt card, and then it says another 125 card, and that'd be the overshot. So here's a 125 card, and you can see it's eighth inch thick. So we got a couple of those. And then these are fiber wads, and they're about a ½ inch thick. And what I had to do, and then your overshot rod, this recommends using the same 0125 or the 125 for an overshot wad to hold the shot in. And you can use that, or here's a really thin type deal. And this one has a shiny surface on it, which might indicate it's a little bit waterproof. So I figured where my 90 grains came to, and then I had that stack, you know. Then I had to put this wad on here, and then I put my ounce and a quarter shot in, the volume of the ounce and a quarter shot, and I was a little low. So what I have to do is I have to break one of these fiber wads in half and put a ½ a wad in there. Then I can put my shot in, and when I crimp it, you can see it's just under the surface of the brass. So that's something you're going to have to figure out. So we take one, put our .2F, and you might be wondering why an old 3F guy like me is using 2F. Well, it's because I have it. I'd be using 3F. So we put our 90 grains of 2F in there by volume. Always remember, black powder is by volume. Then you go ahead. These are 11 gauge wads. If you're loading a muzzleloader shotgun, the 12 gauge wads fit better. But for these shells, you want to go with 11 gauge, and they just fit right down in there nice. See, like that? And you just push it right in. So you get that down there kind of good. Then you get your... Now you can put a little grease on these if you want. I kind of like to. Just to kind of help soften the black powder fouling. But this is a cartridge gun, so just like all cartridge guns, each shot is going to push some of the fouling out. So I just put a little bit of grease on there. I don't think you really have to. So there goes my full wad. Then goes my half wad. Okay. All right. Now you wipe the grease off. Now, because I've already figured out how much space in that shell an 1.25 ounces will take up, I can just pour this in and eyeball it to about where I think that I'm gonna be when I crimp it. It's gonna compress just a little. So now, turn you over here a little. So now we'll use this, and what I do, take that off and put it over here because I don't have two of them. So I put that in there. Now we're gonna compress this a little. And what I do is I just use this piece of wooden dowel. I use it to just hold that in. I don't really compress it, just holding that overshot wad in place, and then that'll put a crimp on our brass, and it's sitting down in there good. It ain't coming out. And then I got some of the wife's fingernail polish, a color that she bought and don't like, and I just put that in around here, the top of the shell, like so, especially around the edge and along the top. That'll both waterproof it. It'll both waterproof it and it'll seal it and hold it in. So that's one shot. Now when that dries, then I'll write, this has got set number 6 shot is what I loaded in here. So it'll be good for grouse and chucker. And I'll put that on that red there so I'll know what's in there. Because what I'm going to do is also I'm going to load some more number 4 buck. And there'll be a way of being able to tell. It's kind of like marking it. But it's pretty easy. And it's a minimal. I know I got a bunch of junk laying out here, but it's a minimal of tools. Just that press. Now you do need a press that has your regular RCBS press that has a regular size hole to put your dies in. It's too small. This RCBS press, this is a larger press for longer cases, like 50, and actually I do my 338s on here and stuff, the longer cases. It has a bushing in there that you can take out, and this fatter thread, see, this is a regular die and it's inside of this bushing. This has a fatter thread which is the same as the die, the 12 gauge die, so you do need a press that has that bigger hole in it. So there it is. Take number 4. There's a belt ready to go hunting. So our grouse season opens, let's see, it usually opens with the sliver throwers. So towards the end of the month, the blue grouse season will open, and then we have chucker season. I don't remember when. I think that opens in September. So start packing this around. I'll give me plenty of time to load up another box. This isn't an area where you go and shoot boxes and boxes of shells bird hunting. If you go chucker hunting and you get a group of chucker and you even get a chance to go and blow some powder at them, you probably won't use up very many shells unless you chase them around. Now, if we were shooting doves, that might be a different story. I've used up boxes of shells on doves. But, so anyway, got these ready. I want to go out and it's kind of neat shooting a black powder shotgun in a gun that was built when they were still making black powder shells for it, and that's kind of cool. But actually my bird hunting gun, my upland gun that I like to use is a 26-inch double barrel shotgun. I think it's got I can't remember what the chokes are. It's probably modified and improved, or improved in the full, something like that. But anyway, it should be fun. Well, let's go out and shoot a few of these and see how they pattern. That's I got that. I've just painted that one. Oh shit, that's probably about a 20-inch plate, 18-inch plate. I painted it white, so let's see how many of these will actually print on there. So I did pretty good, really. Say 28 of our pellets, I'll bet, are all on there. So that's a pretty tight group out of this shotgun. So this is quite a bit further. This would be probably the furthest I'd take a shot at a coyote, and depending on what this pattern looks like, I might be able to go a little further. Let's try it out. Well, that changed a little bit in them 5 yards or 10 yards. Let's go take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. 17 on. And it looks like the majority of the pattern was on this side. So, let's see, that was 20. Okay, so if everything goes right, I'm going to knock the plate down. It's going to throw a bird, and maybe I can hit the bird. So, let's see what happens. Not bad. The bird came apart, but I found a piece big enough to shoot anyway. Let me show. Something I wanted to show you. Whoops, on this. This brass. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but it's extremely clean. Won't be much cleaning out. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of residue in there. So, but anyway, there it is. That they'll definitely be fine. They'll definitely work. So, hey, if you want to try some black powder cartridge shot shells, and you do not have to use the brass shells. I don't know, I just think they're kind of cool. You can load black powder cartridge shotgun in a plastic hull, and there's books on it, and you can look up some of the loads and stuff. But that definitely well, let's see here. Yeah, at 10 yards or 15 yards, whatever we were at there, geez, the wad hit in the center right here. So the wad made it all the way out here, and this whole area here is shot. So the shot stays together really, really well. The buckshot, after you get past 15 yards, 20 yards, it scatters out pretty good. But the shot stays together quite a long time out there, quite a distance, so it'll be good for bird hunting. Anyway, that's all I got this time. Stay on the channel, and I think next time we're gonna gimme the gemmer and shoot the gemmer a little bit. Elk season is open now, and I did see an elk the other day when we went up fishing, and but it was on the ranch and it was running and it was 106 degrees and just too many things to. We'll get him later. So I want to get the gemmer out and start working with it a little bit more, and that's probably what I'm going to try to hunt elk with anyway, and unless I just don't get a really good chance to sneak on them with the gemmer. So anyway, I'll check you next time. Have a great day, and thanks for stopping in. Bye-bye.